Man, I was surfing the web today, and I run across this article about Kobe Bryant, and they asked him about the Trayvon Martin case, and he made a comment saying that he thought that the Miami Heat, if you guys are not familiar with what I'm referring to, when the Trayvon Martin case was going on, and a young man ended up dying, and Zimmerman didn't get arrested, and so on and so on. Miami Heat came out and showed support for not only the injustice murder of Trayvon Martin, but for his family. And they came out and they wore the hoods as, basically a tribute to Trayvon Martin's life and his murder. And Kobe comes out and makes a statement saying he thought it was premature to do that, considering in his point of view, he wanted to get all the facts. And I'm summarizing what exactly he said. If you guys want to read the actual article, I will leave a link in the description box. But basically he was saying, I'm not going to stand up for Trayvon Martin because he's black. And I understand what he's saying, to a certain degree. I understand that we can't always defend those who are black strictly because they're black, because like I said before, everybody has wrong in their community, everybody has wrong people within their ethnicity, so you can't go quick to defend people just because they're black or just because they're white or just because they're Hispanic. So I understand what he was saying from that point of view, but considering what black people go through day in and day out, especially black men, considering the evidence that was already out. Remember, this was a young man that was not bothering anybody, and we had a grown ass Pillsbury Doughboy decide to take it upon himself and follow this young man and eventually end up killing him. Considering the evidence that was already out before it even went to trial, considering what we go through day in and day out as black men here in America, I thought it was some Coons shit for Kobe Bryant to come out and make those statements. And we have a lot of people out here within the media and just regular people walking down the street that take on the mindset of a white person. They'll go and defend somebody outside of the black community with the quickness, but when it comes to somebody within the black community or a black person that was done wrong, it's maybe this or maybe that, or let's find out everything that happened. You have a lot of people with this mindset, and I see people that make videos here on YouTube with that same mindset. But the first thing that popped in my head, when I read the article, I thought about the comments that Jim Brown made. I mean, immediately, as soon as I read the article, which was this morning, immediately, that's what popped in my head. And when Jim Brown, and I did a video on that, you guys want to check out that video that I did on Jim Brown making his comments towards Kobe, just go check out my older videos, because I did a video on that. But when Jim Brown made his comments on our Arsenio Hall show about, Kobe not, I would say, supporting the black community, and him making a comment saying if he wanted to rally up a group of athletes to create change or do something for the black community, Kobe would be somebody that he would not call. And Jim Brown had all the right in the world to state his opinion. Like I said in my video, Arsenio Hall asked him a question. But the problem I had with Jim Brown making that comment, it wasn't what he said, it was where he did it and how he did it. And I say in the video that if you're going to ridicule certain players or people that are in the entertainment industry for not using their celebrity to progress the black community forward, then you call out everybody. Don't pinpoint one person. And I gave Kobe the benefit of doubt for that, because I thought that Jim Brown kind of took Kobe and threw him under the bus and made him kind of the poster boy for those who don't stand up for their community. Was Jim Brown wrong for what he said? No, because I've watched Kobe, over the years, and just living here in LA, I know who does things and who doesn't do things. So he wasn't wrong for that, and partially I agree with him. I had no issue with that, but my main issue was how he did it. But this does back up what Jim Brown said. You know, a lot of guys that are out here, you know, that pretend like they care about the black community and pretend like they care about progressing the culture forward or progressing our people forward. They're really not about that. They hide behind cameras, or they're tap dancing for these white people, you know, behind closed doors, or for salaries and paychecks. And you know, you have a lot of coons out here, and a lot of people that you think will come out here and speak for the black community won't. And those who you might not think won't speak for the community, they actually do things within the community for black people and come out here and speak. But, you know, this does back up what Jim Brown said, you know, and I can't deny it. Kobe Bryant has continuously, through interviews over the years, portrayed that Sambo mindset. And you know, I really have nothing else to say about, you know, Kobe. And a lot of you guys know I'm not a Laker fan, you know, and this is why. This is part of the reason why I don't mess with the Lakers, because first of all, the organization has been kissing Kobe's ass since the beginning of time. You know, they threw Shaq under the bus for Kobe. They disrespected players. They disrespected pretty much everybody in the league that Kobe had an issue with. And they've been doing this for years, along with Kobe's attitude. Now, I respect the brother's game on the court. The dude can play. But when it comes to him as a man, especially as a black man, I do not respect Kobe Bryant. Because he comes out here and he says a lot of coon and shit. Now, Kobe, from, you know, what I know, didn't spend a lot of his childhood here in America. So he's not... I'm not going to say he hasn't experienced racially profiling or you know, certain things that we deal with as black men here in America. But he also, because he comes from a different place and hasn't lived through the day-to-day things that the average black man goes through here in America, he has a different mindset. You gotta remember that this cat, you know, basically had a silver spoon his whole life. His dad played ball. You know, he was the number one pick out of high school. You know, so he's never really had to experience things from a different level as a black man. He's always had money. So basically, you've had white people around him kissing his ass and basically treating him like the golden Negro because he has money. But what he failed to realize, that at the end of the day, you are still a black man. And they will throw your ass to the wolves the minute they get the chance to. When you washed up or you hurt or you going through things and nobody's in your corner, them white people not going to give a damn about you. It's those out of the black community that's been supporting you since day one that's going to have your back. But I'm done with this guy. You know, I never really messed with Kobe like that. But after you make comments like this and you come out here and you disrespect the life of a child that was gunned down for no reason, for minding his own business, basically because he was walking with a goddamn hoodie in the rain, I have nothing else really to say about you. But you know, we gotta stop supporting these people out here that disrespect the struggle that we go through day in and day out as black folks here in America. We have to stop supporting those who come out here and disrespect our leaders like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. You know, we just seen what Nicki Minaj did. We heard what Lil Wayne did. We gotta stop supporting these people. So the next time this pigeon-toed cooning ass Sambo Negro here comes out with a tennis shoe or some type of endorsement, I already know that endorsements are going to be shooting his way now that he's reaching his retirement. People want to cash out on him. The next time he comes out with something, don't go out and buy that shit. Tell him to take whatever product he's trying to pump to you through the TV screen or whatever he's trying to sell to you. Tell him to stick it right up his ass. But I'm out.